CentralValleyTalk.com.
Once there was a gal who was 5'2" and hung up with a girl who was 6'2". Getting a hug was such a delight. Little did she know what she had in sight, and pulling away took all of her spiritual might. Bullet from Betty, bullet from Betty, bullet from Betty. You keep mowing me down.
Hi and welcome. This is another segment of BS in Fresno. I'm Salo.
And I'm Barb.
And we're here today to talk about everything rocking and rolling on the planet today. Are you rocking and rolling? Are you feeling the shift? Are you feeling the grids?
Yes, I am.
We just
I can
went
feel
through.
it. Hail it, yes.
We went through a solar eclipse, and I think it's just getting new beginnings, and we're going to decide over the next few days of where we're going to be in the universe. Not only that, we have a special guest today, Aleya Dao. She's a wonderful sound healer, and we'll be giving her a great introduction after the next segment. But she'll be doing some rocking and rolling with some of the grids today and helping getting the tower and the rest of Fresno and the rest of California and the rest of the planet back online. And that way we'll have more of clarity of where we're supposed to be next in our lives. I mean, you know, we have that lunar eclipse coming up in the next few days too. And with that is like endings. So we're in the sandwich, energetic sandwich, riding the wave of new beginnings and endings of the old and bringing in the new and setting the template for the rest of the year for 2012.
Yeehaw!
I know.
Yeah.
I just love it. We got our cowboy shirts on
Yeah.
today. And
El Patron.
yes, thank you,
Fulton
El
Mall.
Patron.
Michelle, El Patron, she's the best.
Oh my God, we just
She
loved
is
it.
so helpful.
We went there on Cinco de Mayo.
It was great. If you
And-
missed Cinco de Mayo, you missed it.
Oh, we just love it. And, you know, we went down to the Fulton Mall and we try to, you know, work the grids down there and be positive because we just love Fresno. You know, it's up and coming. It's an up and coming vortex in the universe. I mean, you wouldn't think so, but it is near the center of California. And when you patronize local businesses, that's how it grows. You create your own economy from the inside out, not from the outside in.
That's right. Oh, and speaking of local businesses, people have been asking us about our washing machine, Helga.
Oh,
And
yes, they want to have an update. Yeah, you have to give a background about
Helga
it.
is great. Helga's doing great. Not a bit of a problem.
Well, you have to tell them how we got Helga.
Well, we got Helga
For
because
those people that didn't see the program.
Well, we got Helga because our brand new Whirlpool
Digital,
digital
fancy,
computer
old,
chipped
computer chipped.
washing machine crapped out. Just basically, that's all that happened. And I couldn't bring myself to buy another one because I'm talking with other folks whose machines who haven't reached 3 years old have also crapped out.
And the technician that wanted to come out charged $90 just to come look at her. I mean, you know, check a pulse maybe.
Check a pulse, maybe put in a $500 part.
We just couldn't think of
Couldn't
doing
do it.
that. So
we fired the old machine.
And we went down to Daniel's Appliance, which
Here
is
in
the
the Tower
Tower
District on
'cause
Olive.
we like to promote local businesses.
And at Love at First Sight, we found Helga.
A speed queen.
Speed Queen, made in 1993. We looked up her serial number and we found out when she was made. It was like in June
Of 1993. And no, she's not a drag queen. No. So.
But she's strong and she's sturdy, strong, and she does all my massage
Yeah,
sheets.
it's German strong.
Das ist gut,
Yeah, that's right.
Good, Helga.
Not wimpy.
Not wimpy, she's made in Wisconsin, American made.
And we love it. When she fills up, you can even lift up the lid and watch it fill. You can even put your hands in it. It's
I can, and play with the suds.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, you can't do that nowadays.
Yeah. So
You know,
yeah,
with that
I
water
could flip
saver
about
thing,
5
you
or
know.
6 times. Really, really. Yeah.
So we love her, and the spin cycle's great. I mean, she gets our clothes much cleaner. She's sturdy. We've just been really,
Yes.
really loving her. So
Helga,
excited.
we love you.
Yes.
I know you're watching at home,
Yeah.
along with Miss Thing, our cat,
Who's running the household?
who's running the household. That's
Yeah.
pretty scary.
And our dog Toby, who runs our office,
Yes.
who's our receptionist and everything. Anybody that's been to our office at 410 West Olive Avenue, you know, I do sound therapy.
I
Barb
do
does
massage, I do
and
Reiki, and reflexology.
And Master Toby, he's a master greeter, and he holds energy. He comes in for your sound session. So if you want to come in, then give us a call or check my website out at www.solosounds.com or Barb's.
At www.barbhcmt.com.
for sure.
Yeah.
And everything. I just love it and everything. You know, we were talking about some quotes, today about some spiritual quotes. And, what was funny is that, our housekeeper, who is Mexican, and we love her.
We love her.
And she doesn't speak English. So every time we have to communicate with her, we go onto the computer for the translator. Now, not all the time can you trust the translator. I mean, I don't know.
Don't talk into it.
Don't talk into the translator. We've done that with our phone, and we've had disastrous
really
results with that.
obscene things.
When I asked for todo el tiempo, which means all the time, they gave me the word, I don't know if I could say it on air. Well, everybody who speaks English won't know it, but it was chocho.
Chocho.
So it was not.
Those who speak Spanish will
know what I mean.
You'll be busting out laughing now.
Yes. So, in fact, I always thought my grandpa's name was, I thought his name was Bendejo for the first 6 years of my life, and anybody who speaks Spanish would know, but his name literally is Jorge, and anybody who knows Bendejo means beep.
Hole.
Yeah. So, I didn't realize it was my grandma's anger.
Just an affectionate little nickname.
So we were using
Love
we were using the translator to tell her we were going to go gone for a bit, and so then at the end we sign it Barb and Salo, and so in the translator it came out.
Well, it's like it said Barbara y Salo. So I always change it back to English to make sure it says really what I want it to say. And so instead of saying Barbara and Salo, it said Barbara and Be It. This is Be It next to me. It's
Be
better,
It.
Well, it's better than Bendejo.
Well, yes, but I think spiritually, like, just be it. Just do it.
Like your dog, Toby.
Yeah.
To be.
To be. That's why I named him Toby. It's Tobe. That's what we spell it. And so it's about be it. Just be in the moment. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Be mindful. And watch the magic happen in the universe, which I just really love. In fact, it's about 9 minutes after I thought maybe we would do a song.
Okay.
And after that, we're going to have a special guest, Aleya Dao, all the way from Santa Barbara, who's a sound healer, and here to change your consciousness in the universe.
Oh, change your consciousness.
Get you in line on the matrix, for sure.
Sonny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. And Sonny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. Oh, the dark days are done and the bright days are here. My Sonny will shine so sincere. Sonny, what's over? I love you. Sonny, thank you for the sunshine. Hey, Sonny, thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave to me your all in all. Now I feel 10 feet tall. Sonny, what's so true? I love you. And Sonny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. And Sonny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. Oh, the dark days are done and the bright days are here. My Sonny will shine so sincere. Sonny, what's so true? I love you. Sonny, thank you for the sunshine. Okay, and Sonny, thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave to me your all in all. Now I feel 10 feet tall. Sonny, what's so true? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, thank you. I love it. We also want, before we go to the commercial, is talk about a little bit of some of the restaurants we like too. So,
Yes, we were at Al's today. Olive 99.
yes, isn't it great? We love it. They give you lots of food.
Yes, they
we
do.
love it and everything. So, and we love the waitresses down there. We say Sandy,
Yeah, and we had
Cynthia.
had a little spiritual
Anna.
talk with Sandy, Anna, Cynthia. Well, it's Master Yoda.
Master Yoda.
Master
Yes,
Yoda,
have a
yes.
spiritual quote.
So when 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not. And then the most important one, no, try not, do or do not. There is no try.
Yep.
There is no try.
We love it and everything. So, if you want to go to a commercial, we can do that right now. And after that, we have Aleya Dao on, and it will be really rocking. So, can't wait.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi, and we're back. And of course, I'm here by myself, Salo. I'm Dr. Salo Stanley, and today is BS in Fresno, another segment. And today we have a wonderful guest, Aleya Dao. She's a sound healer and energy practitioner, doctor of Oriental medicine, spiritual guide. She has a bachelor's degree in Oriental medicine, and she is a master in helping people activate their own energetic intelligence and access higher states of consciousness. Aleya also has a unique ability to sing using tones and a language that sounds just like the angels. I like to call it light language. She uses her voice and the universal life force to clear and transform blocks that prevent people from moving into happiness, abundance, and higher states of consciousness. She has a unique ability to read the energy of individuals and groups and produce the sounds of light language that shift the energy into higher frequencies. Aleya also performs all over the country, giving meditation, toning concerts. She has an international consulting practice that guides individuals and groups into greater balance, inner peace, and empowerment. And she also provides a wonderful service to others with the Cups of Consciousness. They are daily meditations, 5 days a week, not on the weekends. And also the Tall Cups of Consciousness. They're video webinars that she does monthly. I highly recommend them. I subscribe to it. I love it. I have my patients subscribe to it, and I can tell you they have shifted their consciousness and helped get them out of being stuck, have more clarity. In fact, she doesn't really do something to you. She just helps you access your higher self so you can get yourself online. I love it. She also does the 7 gateway principles, which we'll be talking about a little bit. And with further ado, I just want to introduce Aleya Dao, my friend.
Salo, it's great to be
Yeah,
here.
you're rocking the galaxy.
I know, I love it. You too.
It's cool. So I'm going to take off my glasses because there's that ego thing. So
No need to read.
that's no need to read except energy.
Right, exactly, exactly.
For sure. So, I just wanted to spend all this time here just to say, you got whatever we want to talk about. We could talk about the energy that's happening right now here on the planet.
I would love to. It's interesting. On my way over here, I was led down a slightly different path than I intended. And when I look at the energy of what's happening on the planet right now, there's this huge shift. All of our ways of navigating, it's almost like our GPS is off. We might intend on going in one direction, and we get led in a completely different direction. And we might get information that we might not have intended on receiving. And so over the next few days, and actually few months, letting go of that old GPS system, sometimes we'll navigate actually from a place of fear, a place of lack, disempowerment, victim. Any of those sound familiar to anybody? And when those grids, that energy of the fear, the lack, the disempowerment, the anxiety starts to clear, you literally feel like you don't have a way of moving forward. How is it that I'm going to navigate the world from a place of abundance, from a place of love, from a place of joy and trust? That might be very unfamiliar. So if people are feeling really anxious, it's because that internal GPS system is literally shifting and reference pointing a different energy.
That's cool. I think we're kind of like getting like new grids on the planet, and so they don't have that reference point right now, and so hopefully the next few days, and in fact, I think you were saying before the show that maybe
Now.
after the show now,
Right now.
we're working the grids. It's really, I have to tell everybody that's out there, I mean, it's really rare that me and Aleya get to be together in each other's presence. I mean, we're always, each other on the ethers.
We do lunch every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, we do, but we talk, often and telepathically and stuff and everything, and I get major downloads all the time from you and shifts of consciousness, which I really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
And but I think right now we're going to be getting that shift, And from that, also after the lunar eclipse, I think we're going to start getting a little bit more that, like you said, the GPS, but a little bit more clarity of where we were supposed to be. I think you were talking about the webinar about, you know, we're making this inner shift with ourselves first, and that we feel like the sense that we have to move, but it may be that it's just a reference point of our inner shift, and to wait until after the eclipses to really find if we're really supposed to move somewhere.
Right, which is Monday, June 4th. We have the full moon as well as a lunar eclipse, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so for the last 2 weeks, we've been in this huge energetic download, and our hard drive has been not working so well. So if anybody's felt like they can't find the words or they can't think clearly, it's because we're literally in the middle of this energetic download. And as you were speaking about, I think it would actually be really cool for you and I just to sort of check in about what the energy is over the next like 6 to 8 months, about what's coming in, and maybe do a little bit of grid work for the region.
Yeah, I would love doing that. That's great. Because I know it's been a lot for me. You know, we're all going through our challenges and everything, and at times I feel full, as that's the word that you use. Energetically full, or, you know, and you just know too, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, that when we have full, that we honor ourselves to take the time to close the door, meditate, you know, have our quiet time to be able to experience some of these downloads. Because then I think that's when we start also getting into the anxiety, the fear, and the stress, because we're not really slowing down enough to do that. And I know I've heard you say that when we do slow down to do that, we really do have more time.
We do.
So.
Yeah, we do. We access a different vibrational frequency. And when I'm actually looking at the grids of the valley, the Central Valley region, I'm seeing that there has been historically a lot of energy that has been held from a place of not enough. And on some level, that is beautiful and juicy, and we actually have the ability to use that not enough as a place to seed a completely different vibration. So we're so glad that the valley, the majority of the people in this valley have been in the consciousness of not enough, because it's created an energetic phenomenon. I've never seen this until this very moment that you and I are sitting together, of a void. It's literally a place where something could sit and be birthed completely anew. So if you've been in the lack, if you've been the fear, if you've witnessed people around you in that fear and that lack, let's move into a moment right now and be in gratitude for all of that fear and that lack, because it actually created this hollow place where a different energy can sit. It did its job. And now we're going to invite a higher vibrational frequency. When my head does that, it's not because I have some disease. It's actually energy moving. And we're just going to invite this region to be filled with a vibration of trust, of integrity, of love, of the consciousness of connection. Was probably sort of far out there for a lot of people, but hang in there. Tones are incredibly powerful. I invite you to start toning yourself in the shower, toning in a higher vibration.
Well, you know, you play music. We discussed you playing music. That's another form of light language. It's the music of the spheres, along with toning too. It activates all our chakra systems, helps us get online, and that's what I love about Aleya's work, is that she's a wonderful sound healer with her voice that brings in the whales, the dolphins, and the angelic realm. And not only that, the whales and dolphins taught her in a way of doing that at, I think, Butterfly Beach.
Butterfly Beach in Santa Barbara. I actually moved to Santa Barbara looking for a new home from Telluride, Colorado, and for 2 years the dolphins would telepathically communicate with me, and they would say, Aleya, come meet us at Butterfly Beach at 8 a.m. and we'll go play. So I would show up at this sweet little beach in Santa Barbara, actually in the physical dimension, with my actual physical kayak, and there the dolphins would be. And they would swim around my kayak for typically 30 minutes to an hour, and they would telepathically communicate with me about how to use my voice to shift my own consciousness, and then to assist other people in shifting their consciousness.
I love it.
That's
Great. I love it.
And actually, 2 weeks ago, I was out on my paddleboard now. I've graduated from the kayak to the paddleboard. And the dolphins showed up, and they literally swam around the paddleboard for an hour, rolling on their back and putting their heads out and leaping. And they were actually communicating with me about the consciousness in the ocean. And 2 days from now, I'm going down to Bimini and swimming with dolphins down there. So I'm very excited.
I love it. And you'd be working the grids because that's what the dolphins do, right? They
Yes,
work the
they do.
energetic grids in the water of the planet, and I think sound travels faster underwater. And
It does. It's very efficient. Our planet is 80% water, at least the surface of it
Okay, like us
is. Exactly. Our bodies are 80% water. That's an interesting
Yeah,
coincidence.
I wonder if that has anything to do with changing our consciousness.
And the whales sing these energetic grid lines in the ocean. And you're totally into crop circles.
Yes.
And you track the crop circles on land.
Yes, I do.
And I actually track the crop circles on water.
Which I love. And the interesting thing is I've been tracking the crop circles since 1992. And last year I noticed an interesting phenomena that there wasn't that many crop circles around the planet. In fact, a lot of them were artistically made because my guides will usually tell me which ones are energetically through consciousness or the extraterrestrials or whatever you want to call it. And so I asked Aleya, what's up? There's no crop circles on the land. And she said they're working the crop circles on the ocean and recalibrating the planet now before 2012. And then even this year, it's been very late. It's the end of May, and there's only been 2 crop circles, and they were human-made, my guide said. So I haven't had any contact. I was wondering if it's probably is it still going to continue, we think, with the water?
Definitely, and it's actually, it feels to me like it's going as well deeper in. So when I look at those crop circles, I think of it as actually acupuncture lines, acupuncture meridians that are getting activated by higher consciousness that surrounds the planet that is helping us. And so they're not only doing it just in the physical dimension, they're doing it in the higher dimensions. And as we go through this energetic shift, they're actually having to work other dimensions to assist us through this very interesting time frame.
Right, and that's what I like, and we'll talk about those other dimensions coming up right after this commercial.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Salo Stanley. We're back with BS in Fresno and with our special guest, Aleya Dao, and we were talking about the energies on the planet of 2012. And you know, all of you out there who've been kind of totally freaking out about, December 2012 and the Mayan prophecy and we're going to just all die. Or fall into the ocean or whatever. You know what? To heck, you guys missed it. It was October 28th,
2011. It already happened.
It already happened. So we're going to talk a little bit about that right now, about the energy shifting and what we have to look forward to for the rest of the year.
Who was it? Was it Callahan?
Yes, it was Carl Callahan.
Thank you.
Callahan that came up with that. He did his little calculations with the Mayan calendar. I also think he does higher level consciousness work to bring in the stars with the astrology and the Mayan prophecy. And I think that's what my guides were saying in the past. The astrologers just didn't do the science and the mathematics. They blended the science along with spirituality, along with
the
channeling.
intuitive art.
Right, the intuitive art got missed. And so I think he was combining both, what my guides are saying right now, and so it made a more accurate date for us. And so if you think about what you were doing last October and all of a sudden your world kind of flipped upside down or changed or moved or got a new job or lost a job or whatever that is, it's because you went through the wormhole and we're on the other side and we're not in Kansas anymore. So.
No, we're not, and our minds are just catching up with the fact that we 7 months ago, went through this energetic portal wormhole. We literally got moved to a different position in the universe at an energetic level. And now that's not scientifically documented because 5 other galaxies came with us at an energetic level. And so if you're looking at the galaxies that are right next to you, they're still going to look the same. And so at an energetic level, we are definitely in a new terrain. And we are being surrounded by higher consciousness beings, which is absolutely lovely. So instead of linking to the mass consciousness that's on this planet that is slightly challenged, I'm going to invite you to link with the mass consciousness of the angelic realm that is holding an incredibly enlightened vibration, and tune into that mass consciousness instead of this one.
Yeah, just turn the volume down on that old mass consciousness, as you say, and turn up the volume a little bit on that angelic mass consciousness. And also, go from that, free will thing that we have on planet Earth, and as Aleya says, go into divine will, which is a little bit higher vibration. You'll have a little bit more clarity and more guidance, and with those new grids on the planet, and that's what you want to be hooking up to with this higher vibration, you're not going to be having that lack consciousness anymore. Where imagination's everything, as Einstein said. If it can imagine, it exists. It is everything with our consciousness. We happen to be inserted in this little body, this vehicle and everything, but we're much grander on a multidimensional level. And so this year will be really really cool of really actually manifesting the start of our dreams coming true. So those old dreams you may want to let go of and bring in those new dreams, because we are actually in a new earth right now, my guide said. We actually popped into a new earth. And with that, it also birthed, my guide said, from this new earth, it actually birthed another parallel earth that is in a different sector of the Milky Way galaxy. And from that, it allows planet Earth to actually even have contact to higher vibrational beings, but also extraterrestrials that also have the highest good and highest light that are coming to aid and assist us and to gain more knowledge. And we can tap into not only the Akashic records that have been here for eons and eons and eons, but we can tap into the galactic library. We're going to be expanding ourselves a little bit more, and from that we can be a way station for some of those extraterrestrials or higher vibrational beings to come in, interact, and from that, when they are working this planet, then it reflects into the other new planet that is birthing, and then someday that planet will be a way station for a galactic community.
And we finally get galactic trade, and I get my favorite blue drink
Oh, I love it.
that they don't have here.
I know. We talked about that.
Don't you ever eat food and you're like,
It doesn't taste right.
where's my other food?
All the time.
Like chocolate's close, grapefruit, I suppose. There's like a mama chia seed fermented kombucha drink. My husband calls it horse piss.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. Well, I always tell my patients ice cream. I love ice cream.
But that brings up a really good point, and I'm sort of tuning into the listeners and hearing this, like, well, how do I do that? How do I access a different vibration? How do I even let go of my old dreams? How do I tune into a higher mass consciousness? And there's this analogy that I've been using, and it's about we all have this energetic self that exists in this other realm that's invisible to our physical eye and our little mini me mind. And I'm calling it actually your hard drive. It is your higher self. And all you have to do is double click on your hard drive, i.e. your higher self. Your little mouse is your mental body. Your mental body is very efficient at double clicking on the hard drive and opening up a particular program to access a higher vibration, to clear fear, to activate the vibration of abundance. So let's start using our mind the way it was designed for. Double click, right click, left click, on hard drive, activate appropriate programs. You've got them up, in, around you, and start holding a different vibration, and then that will change your consciousness.
And I'm sure some of those people are going, well, how do I do that? Well, I subscribe to daily cups of consciousness, and it's small little few minutes of meditation that Aleya does daily, except the weekends. And
I need a weekend.
I know. I've been listening to your radio program, so. And that way you can kind of get in line every morning. And even if you go, oh, I don't have time to sit there and, you can just play it in the background. You're still getting the downloads. We don't always have to know through our mind. The mind is always the last thing to know. So we have to go more with our, feelings and emotions and intuition and things. So I really highly recommend that, and also her video webinars, the Tall Cups of Consciousness, that she does a couple times or so a month. They're hour long. I love listening to them, and then she can actually email you the video and also the audio to listen to. And what I love to do is I love to put it on my little MP3 player and listen to it either before I go to bed at night, or even in the office, or if a patient has a bad day, I'll just put the earphones on them or throw them on the computer to listen to it, or email them along with the link so they can subscribe. I can tell you, it will flip it around for them.
And I actually just did a televideo class, so people could see me on the internet. They could also hear me on the phone. and it was for bringing in the beloved partner. And so the entire session was the very first one out of 3. And we were focused on clearing out all these old relationships and all these blocks, and where you've put loyalty outside yourself, and where you've asked other people to commit to you instead of committing to yourself, and where you've asked your parents and your partners and your children and your friends to love you instead of carrying complete and total responsibility for loving yourself. And so after we were doing all of those protocols of clearing, I saw Ganesh, and Ganesh came forth and said, "Okay, Aleya, let's clear the blocks." And I'm like, "All right, here we go." And we brought in what I call an energetic protocol, which is kind of like a prayer, but whatever word you want to use. And when Ganesh was coming in and when we were doing that energetic protocol, all of the audio and the video got distorted.
Wow.
And it was like...
Wow. Do you think we can do that here? Would you like to do a protocol for everybody to kind of get them online a little bit?
Sure, it'll be like a little reference point.
Yeah, I like that.
We invite you at the level of your higher self, double-click on your hard drive, to work with your energetic fields and the guides, to energetically locate the vibration of your essence, your internal GPS that is oriented from a place of love and the consciousness of connection. Allow that energetic aspect of you to activate that vibration within and around you, not your mind. We invite you to carry complete and total responsibility for loving yourself, supporting yourself, embracing yourself, accepting yourself. Just that liquid divine light that flows within you, and model that in the world.
Awesome. I love that. Didn't you feel it? Didn't you feel the little
bit?
Yeah, the little sparklies.
And the less the mind is attached and like controlling, like what is she even talking about? I actually had somebody say, "Are you speaking English?" Most of the time.
Yeah.
And when we really let our mind go and we really let that hard drive do the work, then we'll feel the shifts.
Exactly. I love it. So do you want to talk a little bit more about what's happening the rest of the year, or do you want to talk about your Flip It? I love talking about the Flip It too with my patients, but either one, I don't know what
We
your
could do
guides are.
both.
Okay, we'll do both.
Which one do you want to do first?
Why don't we do a little bit of Flip It?
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, you rock.
So I missed you. There we go.
Power up.
I have this perspective when I look at the energy of what people do in the world. And what we will typically do is we will do the opposite of that which we are intending on mastering until we begin to practice that which we intend to master. So if I am determined to master self-love, and I'm not yet at a certain level of consciousness, I will entrench myself in behavior and thought forms and emotions and relationships that support self-hatred. Until I get to a certain point in my evolution, and I then begin to practice self-love as a way for mastering self-love. So on my website, I have created a Flip It chart that shows you what it is you're intending on mastering. And it's really basic. It's really simple. All you have to do is flip it to the positive. So whatever negative trait, whatever negative vibration that you are challenged by, I invite you to think about what is really the solution. What are you really after? Addiction is actually about moving into greater degrees of self-control, self-respect. So maybe people that have addictions are little control monkeys and they're trying to control everybody. What would happen if we brought all of our control chips, double-clicking on our hard drive, back to this river of light that flows within us, and we then start having a greater degree of self-control? And then the addictions start to change. Now, there's going to be other layers that come up around self-love and responsibility for respecting yourself, but that's the Flip It sheet in terms of looking at whatever it is that you're challenged by and inviting yourself to do the opposite, i.e. the positive of what it is you're attempting to master.
I love it because it's what I talk about too, about being self-empowered instead of putting blame or victim, and the Flip It of being a victim would be self-empowered. and to really look at ourselves instead of blaming others for creating our circumstances or anything like that. And then a lot of the viewers out there know that our office got broken into, and I could have been a victim, like, oh, poor me, and all the things that they stole, and blah, blah, blah. And for me, the way I look at it is, okay, what is the spiritual lesson? What is it here it telling me symbolically? I say activate the spiritual lesson, show me what's next, and what is it? And so it took a couple days to kind of figure out, and kind of had a feeling about it. And of course then I was talking to Aleya about it, and then we kind of, got to the root, to the center of it and everything. And we've been working the grids here for a long time here in Fresno, and now we're working the grids a little bit different. So it's time to kind of move on. It's like she said about the eclipse, sometimes we're have the inner move, and then find out in the next few days that there's going to be outer move. And so mine may happen to be maybe an outer move somewhere, maybe somewhere different in Fresno or Clovis or whatever, or maybe traveling a little bit more, working the grids a little bit different. But it's important to pay attention to those signs, be self-empowered, and from that, I can be on path instead of going into blocks and obstacles. If it ain't flowing, it ain't going. So.
And then you look at the challenge, too, from the place of how can this totally juice you and move you to a whole nother level.
Right. And plus, the thing that we were also saying is don't create trauma in order to go to your spiritual lesson. We can also do it with grace and ease, harmony, and balance. And with that, we do have to satisfy some of the commercials. And so we're going to go to a commercial break right now, and we'll be right back in a moment with Aleya Dao. Go. Bye.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi, we're back to BS in Fresno. I'm Dr. Salo Stanley, and I just want to have a way that you can contact Aleya Dao. We're going to bring up her picture here with her website on it. It should be a little lower on that picture. I think it should say www.aleyadao.com, but maybe we sent the wrong picture, but that's okay in the universe. But it's www.aleyadao.com. You can actually subscribe to her Daily Cups of Consciousness. She provides a free week, so you can kind of try it out. And she's very reasonably affordable in the universe, as little as $10 a month, and I love it. That's why I always recommend it to my patients. And also she will have those videos, the Tall Cups of Consciousness too. She also provides phone sessions on the phone if you would like some sessions. She also does private sessions in Santa Barbara, and also she has a little office here in Clovis, California. So please go to her website. I would just really, really love it. And we're going to talk about a little bit more energies here coming up, that 2012 and December that everybody's all freaking out about and everything, when really we went through it October 28, 2011, and now we're finally catching up with it. We didn't quite feel the ramifications of it until now with these eclipses. And with that, we are actually going to be coasting into 2012, and so when that day comes, I was kind of getting with my guides, it's kind of nothingness in a way. It's just like, chill out and relax. And
it's actually going to be a peaking of the eclipses that we're having right now. So there's this incredible clarity that's coming in over the next few weeks, and there are going to be these major outer moves, because for the last 3 months we've been doing an inner move and trying to figure out what we really want with our lives. And you might have even gone through a phase of your life of going like, nothing excites me. I'm not motivated by anything. Literally dragging through the day of like, blah.
Boring. Yeah.
Where's the juice? Where's the joy?
Where's the passion?
And that juice and that joy has literally been in hibernation, in realignment, literally getting restructured inside you. And over the next few weeks, we're going to start seeing that little bud coming out and going, oh, I really love to do ... And then the resources for that newfound passion are going to come in over the next 3 months as we bring in this new move.
Which is great, because that goes with the astrological alignments of Pluto being in Capricorn over the next 13 years, which we're going to see a lot of banking systems go by the wayside, the school systems. We're going to have new forms of energy, solar, wind, gardening, more community, because we can't depend on the court systems and the police department to take care of us.
Personal responsibility.
Personal responsibility, self-empowerment, that's where it's going. So what's something that seems kind of bad and like a little annoying is really almost like to flip it. We're experiencing a whole new world, a whole new grid that we're also setting up for the next 300 years to next 2,000 years or so, which is great. And wow, isn't that kind of cool that, you know, we all get to be part of this and all get to be part of working the grids, and most of you are kind of going, I don't know what my spiritual purpose is. What am I doing? Well, you know what? Just your mere presence right here, right now, you are doing many, many lifetimes and many multidimensional parts of yourself right now. You are really doing it. It's kind of cool.
And it's interesting, too, when we get all attached to what is my purpose in life, you can double-click on your hard drive, i.e. your higher self, and invite that energetic aspect of you to activate the vibration, just simply the vibration of your soul's purpose. And realize that, as Salo was saying, you're already doing your soul's purpose in some other dimension. We are on a multi-dimensional planet. The physical dimension is just 1% of this kit and caboodle. So don't get too attached to just the physical realm. Start holding more awareness on, and stay grounded on what you're doing in the higher realms, and let the higher realms literally start juicing you and motivating you and propelling you as you journey here in this world.
I love it. And in fact, that's kind of coming up with another tool. It's almost like the Abraham Hicks, you know, all of it's out there in the vortex and ready for you to have your dreams and your passions, and all that is waiting for you, the new job, the new relationship, or whatever. It's up to you to line up to it. It's already there. It's already waiting in some dimensional level. It's by raising our vibration, meeting it up, and then, boom, it pops online.
And it
So,
does.
So
Yeah.
that's what's happening. You just, like, imagination's everything, so, you know, use that little sense of that feeling, and that imagination all has to have an emotional component too, I think.
It does.
That heartfelt, you know, desire, that heartfelt, you know, oh, I love it. And then I think you were saying in one of the radio programs too, is like, well, if you do that, like, do it in the shower, do it in the bathtub, do it in the ocean, because as you're saying that intention with water, it's so powerful here on the planet. And what
It
a great
is.
little technique that a lot of you guys are going, hey, what can I do? Well, just, you know, for me, I get a lot of contact with my guides and angels when I'm taking a shower, because it's that water component,
The download.
the download.
You're literally getting a download.
I love it. and
It's a water
everything.
download.
Yeah, and I love it. And, you know, and also the sun is very important too right now to activate our DNA, and also the serotonin, the melatonin in our skin, and then it activates the serotonin in the pineal gland, which activates our higher centers and helps us be a little bit more contact with our future selves, my guides are saying, as ascended master, but also to the other multidimensional parts of ourselves that we know we can work those realms. And a lot of us are going to become more enlightened right now over the next few years. And when you become awake, you become enlightened. And when you become enlightened, you become ascended. And it means that you're just like right here still. So you're not flying
Still
off
doing it.
anywhere.
And
Yeah, still doing it.
I
Yeah.
actually had an enlightenment experience in 2001 where my entire consciousness shifted within 30 seconds. And with that shift in consciousness, which a lot of people are going to start having, there is high levels of empathic sensitivity, meaning you feel other people's feelings. What does that do for us? It teaches us compassion. We are literally walking in the shoes of another person. Our judgment falls by the wayside in a nanosecond. Do you think Christ and Buddha had judgment about people lying in the streets? Because they literally could feel whatever it was that the other person was experiencing and have compassion, and also discernment that it's not their journey, but they could at least hold a safe and loving space. So if you are going through an enlightenment experience right now, I invite you to ponder the thought that 90% of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions might not actually be your own. And I actually am working on an empathic sensitivity deck, because with that enlightenment experience, I was feeling energy from all over the place. And so I created this little deck of cards to help people shift out of that high level of empathic sensitivity and gain more discernment and more empowerment and greater degrees of compassion, and then less reactivity.
I love it.
Yeah, and there's one other piece that kind of got brought up when we were talking about all the changes that are going to be happening in the world, and when things fall away, and the fear that might come up when they fall away, kind of like, oh, we might not have a police department, we might not have a court system. If you think about whatever that external energy was providing for you, like the police department provides a certain level of protection, so they would keep me safe. So then I'm giving my responsibility for being safe to the police department. That's kind of scary. Because what if they don't show up? What if they're having a bad day? What if they have a tummy ache? I think I would rather carry responsibility for my own safety, feel safe deep in my core, invite my physical human body, which is a slightly different consciousness than I am, to carry safety deep in its core, and then any energy consciousness, guides, team that's standing around me in another dimension, to hold safety deep in their core, hold complete and total responsibility for our safety, and then I navigate the world from a greater degree of safety. And I actually had a client who he would go to Iraq and to war-torn places, and he was a bodyguard. And he would walk literally down the street with bullets flying all over the place, and he never got hit. And there would be his partners who would be totally freaking out and going like, I don't have a helmet, and he'd give them his helmet. And I was like, wasn't that scary for you? And he's like, no, I knew I was going to be fine. And then I energetically checked what he was doing, and he was carrying every single ounce of safety in his core, and he hasn't been hurt.
I love it.
I don't recommend walking down a bullet-ridden street.
Or you could go downtown Fresno.
You could, with wisdom and discernment.
It still would take that much energy.
And carry your safety deep in your core. And anytime we're afraid that somebody's going to attack us, it's because we have information for them. Or we might be carrying a fragment of their energy from a previous incarnation when we actually did them wrong. And so we want to send them the information, return the fragment, and hold the empowerment and the safety deep in the core.
Okay. I love it. Wow, that's like cool. Oh, we got 5 more minutes left on this.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it's like, wow, this is like so
I thought it was
cool.
commercial. Not yet.
No, it's not. No, we got 5 more minutes for the
Cool.
show and stuff and
Very
everything.
cool.
But no, that's about being self-empowered. And it's like, from that, when you do that, bring that line in upon yourself, I really feel that then you become through the clarity of your example. How to show others do it. And you don't even have to say it with words. It's just an energy that everybody picks up like a domino effect. And that's how the world changes, as Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world.
Totally. And also with our children. A lot of the times we'll carry responsibility for our children instead of our children carrying responsibility for themselves, and we are modeling the right energy for them because our children watch us 24/7, unconsciously, energetically. So whatever you're doing energetically, your kid's going to start doing it too. And so it's about bringing a little bit more awareness to what you're doing with your energy fields, because those energy fields then affect your thoughts, your emotions, your behavior, and what you magnetically draw to you. And my whole shtick is really about starting to work with your energy self, using your higher self, that hard drive. And when you do that, you then start shifting your consciousness in a much more efficient, powerful way. Instead of, I've done mantras before for many years and lots of different forms of meditation, but the one that I'm really liking right now and have been for quite some time, a few incarnations, is to work with the higher self and the energetic fields to shift the consciousness.
I love it. And I love the fact that sometimes we just bring in our higher self for information that we knew as an ascended master in the future to help us gain clarity in this moment or even direction. Because it's happening in the other realms. There is no past, present, or future. As Einstein said, it's happening simultaneously. And I love the fact, too, that if anything that even with the trauma or drama that we had even a few weeks ago or even a few months ago, a few years ago, we can actually go back now with the wisdom that we have to go back and actually heal that.
Yes, totally. One of the most powerful ways for shifting yourself, if there's something that you're struggling with, if there's something that you're fearful of, literally call yourself from the future when you have the solution to come back and heal you now. And about 8 years ago, there was a behavior that I was struggling with, and I was really determined to shift it. And every single night I went to bed, and I waved this little red flag to me in the future. And after waving the red flag for a few nights, this old woman with white hair, like down to her elbows, showed up, and I literally felt her sit down on the bed in the middle of the night, and she started working on me. And I kind of like was a little bit freaked out, but not really. And she did that every single night for 3 nights. And after the 3rd night, the behavior was completely and totally gone, and I realized that that was me at 80.
I love it.
It was pretty cool. And I was like, wow, look at what I know when I'm 80.
I know, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And it's great that you get all your hair, too.
I know.
If something happens, you get older, your hair starts falling out. Oh, my God.
It'll be white. That's okay.
So we got...
Might work that one.
So we got 2 more minutes, but before I just want to let people know that, they can also go to www.aleyadao.com and to try out a free week of Cups of Consciousness. I really highly recommend that. And, check out maybe some of the other work and some of the other audio recordings and stuff that she has on her website. It's great. It just will really help your consciousness. I also will be doing Spiritual Potpourri coming up this Saturday, June 2nd at 10:30. We'll be talking about the energies on the planet, especially with Venus being in retrograde, and also the eclipses. We'll talk a little bit more in detail about that at 410 West Olive Avenue. And also check out Barb. She's a great massage therapist. Come on in. Check out her website, barbhcmt.com, and she also does Reiki energy and also candles for your ears with all those little stuffy little ears with all the wind going on. So if you want to just kind of maybe take us out on maybe some toning and real quick.
Well, I would love to just gift everybody with a free week of the Daily Cups. And when you are working with your higher self, these are energetic protocols that you can do on you. It doesn't belong to me. You have an energetic self. And I'm going to invite your higher self to work with your energetic fields and the guides to energetically locate the path that has the capacity to support you in your greatest happiness, your greatest support, your greatest service, and guide you in that way. We invite you from the future and your highest potential to guide you in every breath with gentleness, love, acceptance, and ease. Let it be so. I hope.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for
Thank
being
you,
on our
Salo.
show, and I hope we have
fun.
you on again for sure. Don't you
Definitely.
rock? I love it and everything. And I just want to tell everybody out there, know that you can do it. Follow your dreams. Be self-empowered. There are no obstacles out there, and the money grids are also going to get better. I can say that. And I just want to say namaste, and we'll see you next month.
Going to the juke joint on Saturday night, you know it ain't too far. Taking my shoes off and slinging them more, I'm saving them for the floor. Rolling up my cigarettes at the bar, drinking my whiskey down slow, waiting for the band to strike it high, and on the dance floor I go. The band's getting louder and the babies are tight, can't stop having this fun. The temperature's rising, everyone is there, you know it ain't too far. Here comes the snake oil madam, coming to take your soul. Dressed in red seduction, poison your mind with hope. Long cigarette holder in one hand, flashing a powder of light. The heat of her breath is in my ear, tempting with all of her might. The music's hypnotizing me, and the ship sham left and right. The whiskey's gotten to me, damn, the devil's in her eyes. Funny thing about snake oil, you believe all of her lies. And that temptress left me on the dance floor high and dry. Here comes the snake oil man.